Music is much more powerful than you think. It can have a profound impact on our well-being. I was someone who used to just throw on my AirPods, my headphones, or whatever, and just listen to anything that I wanted to listen to. It don't matter who the rapper was or who the artist was and what lyrics were coming out. You know, if I liked it, how it felt, then that's what I listened to. But when I really looked into it, I'm like, damn, you know, music truly has an influence on many of our minds, you know? And the first thing I look at is, you know, these certain rappers, certain artists that we listen to that may not have the same values and beliefs that we have, but they're still being idolized in the community. And, you know, you hear certain things like they're selling their souls or whatever. I'm not going to speak about any specific artist, but you see a lot of them changing from like who they were to who they are now, right? And the certain type of music they're putting out is very strange too. It's becoming more weird. I'll say that. We'll keep it at that. But it's quite strange, you know, when you look at it that way. But an important way that music influences many of us is our mood and our emotions, right? If you listen to more sad music, guess what? You're gonna feel more sad. If you listen to more happy music, guess what? You're gonna feel more happy. But that can then directly or indirectly lead to your behavior changing as well. So if you just listen to more sad music, it can cause you to, you know, do everything else that the artist is saying in the song, right? Such as doing drugs or whatever the hell else they say, right? It can make you want to start coping with that sadness in different ways that are not healthy for you and are just advice that will, you know, lead you to a life that you don't want to live. But also vice versa, you know, if you listen to upbeat music, it can help you, right? I can't just talk about the negatives all alone, but you know, I think the emotions will lead to a behavior. That's the problem with the music, and the lyrics within the music are probably the most dangerous thing. You're just listening to whatever, but what the rapper is saying sometimes it's kind of very aggressive and violent and just dirty, bro. You know, it's like talking about women in a derogatory manner, and it's like a lot of these things don't align with our values and beliefs, and we still choose to listen to them. You know, it doesn't make any sense at all. Let me put it in terms like this, all right? Yes, I believe that if you're a healthy, sane individual, it's possible for you to like listen to music and not be your behavior not be affected by the music. It's possible, right? But let's look at it as a child, right? If a child starts listening to all these aggressive, violent music about drugs and sex and money and all these things that, you know, killing other people, they may have their behavior changed as they grow up. They may look at it as something that's cool and okay, and you know, it's just part of who they are now. And it's quite dangerous, literally. The child may grow up idolizing this certain figure, thinking that their rights and everything they do is correct, right? They may, right? It's possible for many people to be like, okay, you understand like what they're saying, it's not right, you know, it's like it sounds cool or whatever, but it's not a way I want to live my life. But there are people out there that don't know that. They can't think like that, and they are more susceptible to being influenced by what they listen to, what they consume. Let's put it this way. Imagine if your wife was listening to a rapper who was constantly like degrading women and just having sex with a bunch of them, talking about drugs and alcohol and all these aggressive, violent things. Would you like that? Imagine she was doing all that and she wanted to go to all the festivals and shit. I would not want my wife to be listening to that stuff. I shouldn't be listening to that stuff either. You know, I can't listen to it and expect her not to. It's for me first to not listen to that and be like, hey, like that stuff's not good. You can't say, yeah, I'm gonna listen to it, but you can't. No, it's not. You have to stop yourself first, because you understand that the lyrics within it are poor, very poor. This is why you have to be consciously aware of what you're listening to. You cannot just be listening to anything in the world and be like, yeah, whatever, it's cool. What you consume is who you become. And that goes with music, social media, anything that you consume, right? The food you consume, anything, that's who you become. And a lot of people will be like, it's just a song. It's just a show. But you do that excessively, and it's all you listen to, or it's all you watch, or it's all you consume, it's who you become. The mind is very powerful, but it also takes in a lot of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. You know, you may not be aware of it, but you have to become more self-aware of what you listen to and what you consume. You know, an important thing I think starts with understanding that they are humans, right? These artists are humans, right? They do make mistakes. They do have their own life problems, right? But why am I gonna listen to music from a person that, you know, is domestically abusing a pregnant girl or something like that? It's dangerous, you know? So what can you do now? What should you do instead? For me, I personally don't listen to any music. You know, if I do listen to something, it will just be like beats or more upbeat stuff, or, you know, something that's like calm and chill, something like that, right? So I would recommend that you don't listen to anything, or you are very selective with what you listen to, because, okay, let me break it down. I know that you may be be like around your friends who may listen to certain things that you don't like, and that may be a difficult situation, but try to limit that as much as you can, right? Be more consciously aware of what you put into your mind, because it's your mind, and you don't want to deteriorate it with just meaningless stuff that doesn't do you any good. It's funny how like I used to really just enjoy music, you know, I'd be like, it's whatever. But over time, you really are starting to learn, hey, I can't listen to this. It's not good for me. It's not good for my mind. And I do understand also that music can inspire, you know, change. It can inspire someone to want to make a change in their life. But, you know, you don't need the music necessarily for that. It's tough, right? If you're someone who really needs the music, I'll still recommend that you don't listen to it. But if you are going to listen to it, please be selective. Please be truly conscious of what you listen to. Make sure that the lyrics aren't some degrading shit, please. Even like in the gym, for instance, I don't listen to anything, but I don't like the stuff that play in the gym. So, you know, I do understand that it can be difficult when any sort of music is playing. What do you do, right? It's power through it, you know. That sort of stuff, you gotta just power through it, bro. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world if you listen to something once and it's like, it's not the end of the world. It's about the music or the song being excessively played, right? That sort of genre. It's not good. I know many of you may not agree with, you know, limiting or cutting out music in its entirety, but take a look into it. Truly watch this video with an open mind and understand the effects and the influence that music can have on you, right? Please make sure that you subscribe for more content, share this video with a friend that's in need, check out all the links down in the description, and last but not least, never waver from the path.